Did you know that while most Christians read a Bible with 66 books, the Ethiopian Orthodox Church holds a Bible with 81? Imagine that. An entire collection of books that have been banned, hidden, or simply forgotten over time. What if they hold secrets that could change everything we thought we knew about God, His angels, and even the end of days? Why did Ethiopia keep them while the rest of the world rejected them? Join us as we open these ancient scrolls and uncover the truth behind the forbidden books that could rewrite history. Get ready for an eye-opening journey into the hidden mysteries of faith that will leave you questioning everything you've ever believed. Welcome back, everyone. It's me, and today we're diving into something really mind-blowing, the forbidden books of the Bible. Now, this might be a bit different from our usual content, but I'm super excited about this topic because it takes us way back to the origins of Christianity and explores one of the oldest Christian communities in the world, the Ethiopian Orthodox Church. And guess what? They have an entirely different set of books that we don't usually talk about, so here's the deal. Most Christians are familiar with the New and Old Testaments, which together have 66 books. But the Ethiopian Orthodox Church has an additional 15 books. That's right, 81 books total. Now, you might be wondering, wait, what's the deal with all these extra books? Well, let me give you some context. When Christianity spread after Jesus' time, there was a big decision to be made. Which books would become part of the official Christian teachings? And that's how we ended up with the Bible that most Christians use today. But the Ethiopian church took a different path. They decided to include more books based on their unique traditions and beliefs. And that's where things get really interesting because these extra books offer a glimpse into a part of Christian history that most of us don't know much about. But here's the kicker. Many of these books are pretty mysterious and might sound strange to us today. For example, there's a book called the Book of Enoch, which talks about angels, giants, and the end of times. Then there's the Book of Jubilees, also known as the Little Genesis. It provides a different version of the creation story and includes lots of laws and heavenly revelations that aren't in our Bible. And those are just two examples. There are others too. Now, you might be wondering why we haven't heard of these books before, or why they're considered hidden or forbidden. Well, here's the thing. During the early days of Christianity, there were discussions and meetings held by church leaders to decide which books should be included in the Christian teachings. These books didn't make the cut for various reasons, maybe because they were considered too mystical, or too Jewish, or even too radical for the growing church. And as time went on, these books kind of faded into the background. We didn't have access to them, or they were passed down in different ways. You know, imagine this. If you're part of a group that believes in some really special teachings or has some secret knowledge that others don't have, you might not want to share it with everyone. Maybe you want to preserve it within your community or protect it from those who might try to harm or misunderstand it. Well, something like that happened with these books. They were preserved in certain communities, especially in Ethiopia, and they remained important parts of their religious traditions. But for the rest of Christianity, they were lost or forgotten. There's also another reason why some people might have wanted to hide these books. See, throughout history, there have been times when religious or political leaders had a lot of power, and if they felt that some teachings could threaten their authority, they might have tried to get rid of those teachings or the books containing them. It's like when ancient scrolls or other important documents are found. They can reveal things about the past that some people might not want us to know. And if those people had the power to do so, they might have tried to hide or destroy those documents. It's a bit of a conspiracy theory, but it's not impossible. Ethiopia, though, was somewhat isolated from the rest of the world during those early church gatherings. So they weren't really affected by the decisions made about which books to include in the Bible. Plus, Ethiopia had its own unique connection to Judaism and its traditions. That's why they hold on to the Old Testament books like the Maccabees, which tell stories of Jewish battles against oppression. They see themselves as God's chosen people. And that's a belief that goes back thousands of years. In Ethiopia, they have a strong oral tradition, meaning they pass down stories and teachings through spoken words and not just written books. This helped preserve their cultural and religious heritage, including these extra biblical books. Over time, the Ethiopian Orthodox Church developed its own theology and beliefs based on these books. They have a rich angelology, which is the study of angels, and a strong focus on apocalyptic visions and moral codes. So now you're probably thinking, okay, these books were kept in Ethiopia, but what does it mean for us today? Well, here's the deal. These books are like pieces of a puzzle that can help us understand the early church better. They offer us a window into the beliefs and practices of a community that existed thousands of years ago. By exploring these books, we can learn more about how Christianity developed in different parts of the world and how different groups of people interpreted the scriptures in their own ways. It's like discovering an ancient scroll that reveals a new perspective on a historical event. It gives us a deeper understanding of the past. But here's the thing. These books aren't just about history. They contain powerful messages and teachings that can inspire and guide us even today. For example, the book of Enoch talks about angels, and that can teach us more about how people viewed the spiritual world long ago. The book of Jubilees, with its different creation story, challenges us to think about the origins of the world in new ways. And those are just two examples. Each book has its own unique contribution to make. And hey, we're not the only ones who have been inspired by these books. Throughout history, people from different cultures and religions have found wisdom and guidance in the teachings they contain. So next time you read the Bible, remember that there's more to the story than meets the eye. There are hidden gems waiting to be discovered. And who knows, maybe you'll find answers to questions you've been pondering for a while. Here's what we've covered. Ethiopia preserves 15 additional books beyond the traditional Christian Bible. These books were excluded from the mainstream Christian canon during early church councils. Reasons for exclusion ranged from being too mystical or Jewish to fears of heresy. Ethiopia's unique history and geographic isolation allowed them to maintain these texts. These books played a significant role in shaping Ethiopian Christian theology and spirituality, and they continue to influence Ethiopian culture and beliefs today. Now it's time for the big question. Does this matter to you? Should you care about these hidden books? Here's my take. First, it broadens our perspective. These books offer a fresh look at early Christian history and beliefs. They remind us that Christianity wasn't a monolithic entity, and that different groups had varying interpretations and practices. It's like discovering a different angle on a familiar story. Second, it deepens our understanding of world religions. Exploring these books helps us appreciate the diversity of religious thought and practice. It's a reminder that there are many paths to faith, and that each culture has its unique way of expressing it. Third, it encourages intellectual curiosity and open-mindedness. Approaching these texts with genuine interest and an open mind can foster intellectual growth and personal reflection. It challenges us to step outside our comfort zones and confront unfamiliar ideas and perspectives. Fourth, it promotes interfaith dialogue and understanding. Engaging with different religious traditions, including the hidden books, can pave the way for meaningful conversations between people of different faiths. It's a step towards building bridges of understanding and fostering mutual respect in a world that often feels divided. Fifth, it enriches personal spirituality. While these books may not be part of your personal scripture, they can still inspire and challenge you on your spiritual journey. Reading them can lead to profound insights and personal growth, regardless of whether you fully embrace their teachings. So the next time you think about religion or spirituality, remember that there's a vast world of ideas and experiences out there waiting to be explored. Maybe the question isn't why Ethiopia kept these books, but why the rest of the world chose to forget them. Thanks for joining me on this journey through the hidden books of the Ethiopian Bible. Which of these forbidden books would you read first and why? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like and share this video if you found it interesting. Until next time, keep exploring the mysteries of faith and never stop seeking the truth.